welcome back to my channel. Today is Tuesday, June 8th, 2021. My name is Aubrey. We are in an eclipse week, and this is my astrological outlook for the day. So we are in the midst of a very active week astrologically, lots of energetics flying around, coming to exact hits this week. We have an eclipse this week, like I said, a solar eclipse in Gemini. We have also a sustained square that is going on right now from Mercury retrograde to Neptune and Pisces, and we also have a sustained square going on, drawing closer and closer by the moment for the second exact trigger of this square, and that is between Uranus in Taurus and Saturn in Aquarius as well. So we have a lot of big time energetics going on, and today as we build up into this eclipse energy on the 10th, we are going to add into it a black moon day that is really coming into its full power, with the moon coming into conjunction with the black moon today, who is also in a sustained trine with Pluto retrograde, and this is also drawing closer and closer to exactness by the day. Right now, there's a 1-degree orb off between the trine from the black moon at 26 degrees of Taurus to Pluto at 27 degrees of Capricorn, and he's going retrograde. So what is a black moon day? Well, a black moon day is when the moon, which rules our feelings, our emotions, what's going on in like our internal environment that's driving our thoughts and our behaviors, comes into a direct aspect, conjunction, or opposition, or even just, in the same sign generally as wherever the black moon is at the moment. Right now, the black moon is transiting through Taurus. The black moon rules our subconscious fears and our shadow side issues, and kind of like the unseen motives that contribute to a lot of our thinking patterns of behavior, the way we act, the way we feel about things. The black moon has a lot to do with it, and we don't see the black moon a lot of times because it's in shadow. It's something that we don't realize. It's like a programming that we don't realize that we're acting out. So with the moon coming into conjunction with the black moon, it triggers the energetics of the black moon. And with the black moon in Taurus right now, that is generally a lot of fears around first of all, self-worth, self-value, not being enough, not feeling worthy enough, not feeling like you matter in relationships, but also, fears around loss of material possessions, comfort, security, resources, losing things generally, relationships, people that we love. With Venus is the ruler of Taurus. So when the black moon is in Taurus, it really, and also financial worries, fears, insecurities, it triggers a lot of the Venus themes and fears and insecurities around those Venus themes. So that's what we're dealing with. We've been dealing with that collectively for a while as the black moon has been transiting through Taurus, and people specifically who have a lot of Taurus or Scorpio energy, because the black moon works in polarities. So, sun, moon, black moon, Chiron, ascendant, or stellium of planets in either Taurus or Scorpio, you guys have really been going through the biggest subconscious clearing and transformation, and issues being triggered and brought to the surface for exposure so that you can see them, integrate them in, and come into just a greater wholeness and ability to maneuver this reality better with your integrated shadow. It's really important because it really determines a lot of the circumstances in our life, because like I said, it's that unconscious motivating factor that causes us to act, think, behave, and make certain choices, get into certain types of relationships that have certain outcomes, and we may not even really understand why, we find ourselves in these recurring situations. A lot of times it has to do with the black moon and how it's activated in our chart, and, what type of issues and, programming it brings up. So all of us collectively right now today, as we go through this black moon day, though, are being triggered by issues. Now let me see what I wrote. I said, okay, we have heavy energetics, and we may feel emotionally triggered by fears regarding losing things that we love or that make us feel safe, secure, comfortable, and also, like I said, financial fears, financial worries. And also regarding our own value, our own worth, and our perceived lack of that, or not being good enough or valuable enough in relationships. Those Venus themes, partnerships, relationships, and then the black moon, not feeling worthy or valuable, or like what you're contributing is appreciated or seen to be of value, Venus. So, like I said, people with Taurus, Scorpio strong experience this the most because it's activating your sign where a lot of your personal energy is, but it's happening for all of us collectively right now. And, this black moon in Taurus has really brought up a lot of issues regarding financial security and accessibility of resources, and having our material comforts the same way that we're used to throughout this whole process that we've been going through with this lockdown and everything and all of the consequences of that. We've really seen the black moon in Taurus playing out, and so that's just kind of an example, but it's just happening individually and collectively right now, and we're really purging with this also because, like I said, this is in trine to Pluto and Capricorn, and Pluto and Capricorn wants us to, especially going retrograde right now, wants us to totally be reevaluating our relationship to power, our own internal power, as well as the power dynamics and the power structures and the establishments and the power that we bow to. Pluto's in Capricorn, and that rules establishments, long-standing structures, things that have been going on for long periods of time, and that have been really like the forms that things have taken for long periods of time. And that is really, with Pluto there, it's in regards to power structures, long-standing power and control dynamics, and our ability to or desire or general feelings towards bowing to those going forward, and our relationship to our own internal power, and whether or not we really even need controllers to help us determine and make good decisions for our lives and for our paths forward and stuff like that. So that's kind of what's going on with this Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, generally redefining our relationship to our personal power and to external long-standing sources of power and control as well. So, and with the black moon in trine, the black moon, it is our subconscious and our shadow side issues, and Pluto purifies, purges, and transforms things on really deep and fundamental levels. So it's a very deep purification and transformation of our subconscious mind and our shadow side collectively while this aspect is going on. And it's a really big, in my opinion, it's a big deal underlying energetic, because it fits right into the whole picture of things right now, because really what we all need is a subconscious clearing and reboot so that we can function better in terms of our ability to create through thought and the reality going forward. And so this is really assisting us because it's a trine. Trines are aspects of ease, and things just happen naturally with them. We don't have to try. And so it's just a collective thing that's going on right now to really help us all come to a place where we can do a better job of co-creating with reality from just a more purified place moving forward. And this aspect, like I said, it's not exact yet. And so it's going to be going on for a few more weeks, and it will be in effect as we go through this solar eclipse that's coming up in a couple of days. But it's just being highlighted and triggered today specifically because the moon is conjuncting the black moon. The moon is like a trigger for energetics. The black moon is really emphasized with this, and it really can make us feel kind of like immersed in the darkness. Really, Pluto is the lord of the underworld, and the black moon, it rules the shadow and what we can't see. So today could really have more of and we're aligning our emotions and our feelings internally with it. So today really could have more of a heavy vibe to it, maybe just really in our deep feelings about things, thinking about things that have happened that have really affected us in really deep ways and caused, pain coming to the surface. But we're walking through the darkness with this aspect into the light. And honestly, I'll tell you, I personally have quite a bit of experience with this aspect. I've been dealing with this for a while. My black moon is actually at 27 degrees of Taurus. I'm about to have a black moon return in conjunction with all of this. So Pluto has been parked, at 27 degrees of Capricorn for a really long time, and then went retrograde at that degree, and has just been staying there for months and months. So for me personally, I've had this going on, this trine and aspect to my natal black moon. So, it really is like, it takes us all through the darkness, like I said, back to the light. It's a lot. It can have a lot to do with having to let go of, I mean, it's an earth signs, right? Taurus and Capricorn, having to let go of financial stability and material things that we've, relied upon, and really like our comforts and the way that things have been for a while for us, and just how that we feel comfortable and how we like them to be, and just really going through some deep transformations in terms of what we value, what we truly find to be important, what we truly need. And yeah, it's just a very transformative aspect. Like I said, I wrote, this aspect takes us through the darkness and back into the light on a deep internal level. And with the moon here today, we may really be feeling the weight of this, but it is a very facilitated aspect, and we don't need to try with this. This process is underway and it's happening naturally. And Pluto retrograde, remember, is redefining our relationship to power, our personal power, and the power others exert over us. Pluto in Capricorn. We are realigning now with our personal power and rebelling from external sources of power and control. And like I said, with this aspect going on, we might be faced with losing things on a material level or financial or relationship level, but the purge really is to purify and replace with something deeper and more real. This whole journey through 2020, 2021, where we're at now, has been a quest, the hero's journey, really, back to authenticity, back to our personal self, back to who we were really, who we were meant to be before the delusion and the illusion of modern life and reality hit, and we were forced to mold ourselves into other people's expectations of us and what they said that we needed to be in order to be successful in the world. What we need to be in order to be successful in the world is being completely redefined right now on every level. And as we move forward, especially through this month, especially through this summer, through the fall and into next year, into 2022, what used to work, we will find is not working anymore. What we thought was real before, we will find was never real. And the things that we thought that never possibly could be true, we will find that there actually may have been a lot more truth in them than we ever previously possibly could have conceived. So everything that we're going through right now is a part of that process of ultimately taking us there. And this aspect that we're dealing with today, remember, we had a Black Moon Venus conjunction not long ago. Black Moon and Venus, they're like the twin sisters of the feminine, the two sides of the feminine coming together. And this whole year, this astrological new year in Aries has been a lot about re-solidifying and making whole again the feminine dynamic of things that has been shattered and fragmented and has led to a lot of distortion in the way that things run and operate in the world, that has, kind of brought us up until this point. And so, I take it seriously when the Black Moon and Venus come together in these times, in the context of all this energy. And when they did so, they were at the degree of a white dove over troubled water. And that symbology, to me, I really feel like is very significant this entire year. And there is like this fly, and he will not stop buzzing around me. It is so annoying. But the way the message that just keeps coming through to me, like I just keep getting this over and over, is the way that we deal with these subconscious issues that are coming up is that we have to not fall into the fear. Like, we can understand that it's there, we can look at it, we can observe it, we can see that it happened, but we cannot emotionally attach to it at this point in time anymore. We have got to be able on an emotional and an internal level to maintain faith, hope, trust, peace, optimism, love, joy, excitement for the future and for what's to come. And we can't magnetize our fears and what we're losing, what we're having to let go of, the things that we don't want to happen. We can't put our emphasis on our focus on those things anymore. And even when we're really being triggered into our issues, we really still have to try to rise out of that feeling that's trying to pull us down, because we're in the middle of a spiritual battle right now, and it's all about vibration and it's all about frequency. And our thoughts and our feelings and our personal vibrations are having a greater and greater significance and playing a stronger and stronger role in the experiences that we're coming into in our lives. The power of mind manifesting, thought manifesting reality has always been a law of this dimension that no one's really explained to us, but even more so now that we're moving into the age of Aquarius and we have all this air sign activation, all of this activation on thoughts and ideas, and also the earth energy, you know, building, manifesting, and Saturn in Aquarius right now, in trine to all of the planets in Gemini, the master builder energy frequency. We need to be clearing our subconscious, which we're doing and we're purifying right now with this aspect that's happening today and with the moon today. So whatever comes up for you, wherever this day takes you emotionally, or the things that happen that throw you into some type of like emotional just disturbance and somehow makes you not feel good or feeling heavy or whatever, we have to look at this as truly a blessing, because it's helping us to purify, it's helping us to clear, it's helping us to come to a higher place internally in our subconscious mind, even if we're not aware that it's happening, even if it doesn't feel like it's happening, even if it feels like it's the opposite of what's happening. Actually, it's still happening because it's the trine and it's facilitated and it's happening no matter what. So we got that going on, and we just need to maintain the faith that everything right now, especially with the nodes being activated, us being in eclipse season, in another eclipse week this week, the solar eclipse, so much fated energy, so many fated occurrences happening right now. And it is just, we just have to maintain the faith that what is happening right now is happening for a reason, and we're going to be okay, and we're going to get through it, as long as we don't let it suck us down into fear and worry and magnify those things into our experience, because that's when things can really go wrong. And also when we step out of alignment with our authenticity, that is also when we can really hit a wall in terms of the energetics that are going on right now. So last thing that I want to say today, we do have the sun coming to 19 degrees of Gemini today. And that means that the sun is beginning to come into a tighter conjunction with Mercury retrograde, who is still in square to Neptune. And this is interesting to me because, you know, personally, I'm feeling this whole Mercury retrograde square to Neptune, while Jupiter is also in Pisces and the nodes are in Gemini and Sagittarius, and we have these eclipses going on, and the sun is conjoining Mercury. To me, that is all about, and it's also activating our former president's chart extremely heavily. To me, this is going to have a lot to do about information from the past, of things that have been hidden, distorted, manipulated, deceived, shrouded in like illusion, or not presented properly, being brought back up, re-examined, looked at again, hearing from different sources, different viewpoints, different perspectives of people who saw what was going on or were a part of the process, and really getting a different idea of things that have transpired over this past, 6 months at least, so that we can have a clearer idea, a clearer view, and be able to use better judgment and make better decisions moving forward. But we're in a process of reevaluation right now so that we can receive clarity. And today, with this aspect still in effect and the sun coming into conjunction with Mercury and also in square to Neptune, we have the sun at 19 degrees of Gemini. And this degree, the Sabian symbol or energetic frequency in a picture form so that we can better get an understanding of it, is in a museum, a large archaic volume reveals traditional wisdom. So more information, with this, I feel like old, long withheld, and possibly like volumes of it coming out today. I feel like this is a big information week, and it's not just because we have all this going on in Gemini, which rules information, facts, alternative viewpoints, options, conversations, information spreading, communicating generally, the media, social media, but also the Sabian symbol talking about in a museum, like information that's been held for a very long time. This also makes me think of the whole UFO thing that's coming up, and we do have now the sun moving into square with Neptune, and Neptune is, especially in Pisces, is definitely going to rule everything woo-woo, everything conspiracy, everything UFO. So With the sun coming into conjunction now with Mercury retrograde and coming into square with Neptune, I really think that we may see the lid being blown off, a lot of conspiracy theories, and I think that we are going to be seeing the alien UFO issue brought to the forefront very soon in a big and probably quite surprising way. So that's what I got for today, you guys. Mostly just that moon with the black moon. We're in a black moon day. We're in a big week of revelations. Still that confusing energy. Not really sure, here, like what we're hearing, multiple sources, multiple versions of the truth. Which one is the actual truth? We don't know, and we're not really gonna know probably until we get through Mercury going direct, making the third square to Neptune, moving out of his shadow. Then we will probably begin to get some clarity. But for right now, we are just observing, taking information in, having an open mind, being adaptable, and not letting our thoughts be pulled down into fears and worries and woe is me and, the darkness. We have a lot of darkness being activated today with the black moon and Trine to Pluto and the moon there, and we really need to try to stay in the light, to stay in our hope, and to realize that any negative feelings that we are feeling are just part of this catharsis that we're going through on a subconscious level, and the purge and the ultimate purification and healing to something that is much more in control of itself and mastery of itself, and has a much better relationship to its own power and how it utilizes that power. We are learning to use our subconscious mind and the power of it to benefit us going forward instead of it working against us, as it has in many ways and many times and many occasions up until now. So that's my report for today, you guys. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave me comments. I love your comments. Ring that bell if you want notifications every time I upload a video, and please share it with your friends if you think it's something they would be interested, so we can get this word out far and wide. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow for my video for Wednesday, one day closer to our solar eclipse this week. Have a beautiful day, you guys. Don't let the black moon get you down. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.